I think we're hearing now as climate change and air quality becomes a bit more into the public consciousness that people are really concerned about it.
The European Commission said Britain's failure to cut nitrogen dioxide is perhaps the longest running infringement of EU law in history.
Air pollution causes 7 million premature deaths a year.
The oceans are no different. This is the new normal. Tiny flecks of plastic a millimetre or so in length filling our seas.
So by 2040, petrol and diesel cars could be confined to history.
Up to 36,000 deaths a year in the UK are linked to long-term exposure to air pollution, with children particularly vulnerable.
It's something I think we particularly notice here in Calderdale because we are vulnerable to extreme weather events and climate change makes those more likely. So things like flooding, droughts, wildfires all become more likely under climate change scenarios, and I think we are feeling, more and more pressure on communities as those effects are felt.
Re-educate people to put stuff in bins instead of just launch it out the windows of the cars and things like that.
I think it's really good to have pedestrianised areas in the town centre, because you can literally walk to the shops without having to see a car. I think that's really important for a small town in a valley as well, because it's very enclosed.
Yeah. I live in Leeds, so in Leeds I do notice quite a big difference when I come into Hebden. It's a lot crisper and a lot less congested, especially in the city of Leeds. It's very smoggy, kind of out and about, and quite a lot closer in terms of.
Hi, my name is Chris Bingham. I'm the Chief Executive of the Craggs Energy Group, and also I also own the Craggs Business Park. Our challenge is, how do we move away from relatively cheap hydrocarbon-based energy sources to other things that are cleaner and sustainable. And that's going to be a huge challenge across all sectors, regardless of what you're in. It's particularly a problem for us because we sell oil, that's our fundamental business. So we have to decide how we make that migration, and that's quite a challenge. I sit on various industry advisory committees into central government, and it seems clear to me that electrification is almost guaranteed to be the answer for heating in the UK. We don't really have an energy crisis per se, we have an energy waste crisis. The reality is, if you look at almost all of the people that burn oil, us included in this building, we probably waste 60 or 70% of the energy. Until we start to bring it down to a level where people can actually see it, understand it, can touch it, can see what does it cost to take the building like this, so this age, down that journey. Once we can do that, people will start to understand it and hopefully then make the change themselves.
At the moment we're talking a lot about climate change, and I think people are starting to really want to find solutions, which I think is a really exciting time for communication really, and for us to spread the message about simple changes you can make to your transport habits, your diet, your choice of what you buy and where you go on holiday. We don't need a few people doing carbon saving perfectly. We need lots of people doing it imperfectly, and lots of people trying and making shifts, and actually it's a gradual thing, step by step. It all makes a difference, and it will all add up to helping us solve the problem.